2 years?
No, I really don't.
Were you surprised at all by it?
No, I just found, I was in the gym, somebody said that he wasn't running, and that's kind of the end of it.
I mean, have you given any thought to whoever might take you on in 2014 or what you're...
No, look, I mean, the thing you got to realize is you do this job, and you do this job to the best of your ability, and then you just see how it goes, and it's just that simple. I don't focus on that or spend time thinking about it even.
Governor, can you give us a preview of your budget?
No.
Expectations of local governments, will they get more funds?
No, I'm not going to preview our budget until the budget comes out. You know, when it's done, in fact, I'm actually spent 2.5 hours yesterday and 3 hours last Friday, 3.5 hours last Friday, trying to put the final touches on it. It's not done yet, but it's going to be a pretty sweeping document from taxes, education, and a whole host of other changes in there. It's going to be a very interesting time. You know, when we did our first budget, we were so far in the hole, and the good news is that because we were good stewards, there's some good things that are coming from it. And just to give you an example, I had a meeting with Tracy Plouk and John Martin, who runs our mental health and our Department of Disabilities. And I've authorized them to receive $5 million to begin to deal with the problem of these acute mental illnesses that families have to deal with, where they can find where the potential violence exists. There are families that get themselves in a position where they have either a young child or maybe even an adult child that have very serious problems, mental health problems. It comes about sometimes because of people aren't taking their medications, or there are multiple medications that one person gets that really doesn't help this person. And so there's two ways I look at things. One is we have to deal with the acute problem, and secondly, we have to be concerned about the safety net that exists in our communities for mentally ill. Now, the reason why we could go forward with $5 million is because we were good stewards, and Ohio's been growing. And as a result of its growing, it means there's some things that we can do. Can't do everything, but this is going to solve everything. But it's at least, I think, a good start in terms of dealing with a problem that we're seeing all over the country and we know exists in our state.
So that $5 million will be in the next budget?
Well, I don't know exactly where. It'll probably come out of Greg Moody's operation. He's got money there, but this is something that's bothered me, and I've talked about this for a long time, and it's a massive issue for us, and it's very hard to solve. But if you're a good steward, it gives you a little flexibility to do some things. But I have to tell you, it's still going to be a very tight budget. It has to be. And being able to maintain discipline here, you reap benefits from that allow you to do some things that you might not otherwise be able to do. So we're not going to go on a spending spree, but we do have a few resources to do some things that can address really, perhaps some things like volatile issues, or whether it was the food banks over Christmas. I mean, these are things that we now can do that we really couldn't do before.
Matt Elder told me that he's going to take
schools depend less on local property taxes.
Well, we have to wait till we bring out our school funding. It's a good try. I'm not unveiling the school funding any more than I unveiled the turnpike before it was ready.
Speaker Matt Elder tells me that you are going to take your state of the state on the road. Can you tell us where yet?
No, I can't tell you yet because I have to write a letter to the legislature and ask their permission to allow me to again leave the Capitol. And so let me write them their letter, and I'm sure. Haven't you found out yet where it's going to be? Oh,
what part of the state?
It's last year we were east. This year it'll be more on the west. Okay.
Governor, the Jobs Ohio bonds got rated this week. Should investors have any concern about the pending litigation? Who gave it a development?
Well, you go through a case in the district, the district level. You get to the appeals court level, and all those are being won. So I'm pleased that the bonds have been rated the way they've been rated, and it's just one step in a long process.
Should the deal go forward without sort of a definitive ruling on the
I think we have a definitive ruling so far. I mean, every court has ruled in our favor, and so, I don't want to hold things up on the basis of what might happen in another court hearing. I mean, that's all. Anytime you do any bonding, there are risks involved, whether it's a company, a local community, or Jobs Ohio. The ratings take that into account, so I'd really have you take a look at how the ratings came out.
In the meantime, Jobs Ohio is operating primarily on private donations.
Well, there's some state money in it.
Yeah, there was $1 million. Have you played any role in getting some funds for them, doing any fundraising?
I have not. I can't think of any place, Joe. I mean, maybe I don't know. Maybe I've told somebody something. That's not been my focus. That was the focus of Kwame, and it's critical that Jobs Ohio exist and go forward. Frankly, it needs to be expanded because we just don't have the experts. They're spread too thin. So there's so many CEOs and so many companies. One of the things we'd like to do is to be able to go to Illinois and do more in Illinois. That's a state that is really absolutely broken, and there's the potential to be able to get some of those companies to move to Ohio because of the close proximity. But there's a million different things going on. We want the chemical companies. The list goes on and on. So it's critical, and whatever it's going to take to keep it alive, that's what we're going to do. But we're moving forward, and we have good results from the rating agencies.
Have you had more discussions with representatives of Ohio Oil and Gas regarding the severance tax?
No, I haven't talked to any of them here. Whenever I go to Texas, I talk to them, and they all say, well, I don't know why we haven't agreed to this. So, as you know, we're going to have tax reform, and it's going to be part of it. So we'll see. There are other people talking, but I haven't talked about it.
Any thoughts on the Browns coaching search?
Well, I don't know what this guy Kelly was doing. I'll tell you, I do have something to say about college sports. Urban Meyer, if he can stay in Columbus, and I talk to him from time to time to encourage him, he will change college football in the North. I mean, I watched that game the other night. It was like they were even afraid to tackle the running backs. But I think Urban Meyer knows what to do, and I think the key to the Big Ten and college football, big-time football up north, I think Urban Meyer will bring a different formula, and I've got a lot of faith in his ability for us to really be competitive. And I was also glad to see last night that Ohio State could make a couple baskets and win that basketball game. Okay, thank you all very much.